This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the light. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, it is very much appreciated. I hope you're all doing well and looking after yourselves and your loved ones at this Christmas Eve. If you celebrate that sort of thing, Merry Christmas to you all as well. Right, I think it's time now for a video on my own personal YouTube channel. Time now, really. I've started to take a look out on the Patreon, Newman Racing, at all the 2-year-olds ahead of they turned 3, quite a lot of them, on January the 1st at various parts of the world. So once I've managed to get through them all and sort of see where we are, I can start to get some Classic Watch 26 possibles done ahead of time. Horses that I'm hoping will play their part in the Classics. So without further ado, where can people find these horses when they're on the website? The website, classicwatch26.great/site.net, is where the horses will be found. You'll see the site is already underway with the Southern Hemisphere horses, Australian trained horses, New Zealand trained horses, and this year, for the first time, South African trained horses and New Zealand trained horses, actually, for the first time. And you'll see the Roll of Honour is beginning to take shape. There's obviously plenty more to be added. We've already had 2 classic winners, courtesy of Observer and Ole Dancer out in Australia. So obviously, as the horses are added, the races they have won before I had them will be added, and then hopefully it will be updated. I'm saying that I've not had the Classic Watch 25 Roll of Honour needs updating at some point in the next week or so. So then we will be able to see how that site has done with all the horses at the end of the 3-year-olds. But this one, Classic Watch 26, classicwatch2026.great/site.net is where people will be able to find the horses, and hopefully maybe this one at some point. Hawk Mountain. Hawk Mountain, a horse trained by Aidan O'Brien and owned by Coolmore. It is a colt sired by Wootton Bassett out of a dam called Hydrangea, who herself is sired by legendary Coolmore stallion Galileo. The horse, rather unsurprisingly, bred by Coolmore, and the horse has done very little wrong. It's fair to say in his career the horse has won 3 out of his 4 starts at 2, for total earnings of £182,015 at this stage. The horse is already a Group 1 winner at 2 on heavy ground. The horse managed to win the Futurity Trophy Stakes Group 1 race at Doncaster on his final start of 2025, when ridden like he was when he won the Group 2 race. Before that, in September 2025, the Beresford Stakes, where he was ridden as well by Ronan Whelan. The horse actually lost on his debut, 5th out of 10, beaten 3 3/4 lengths by Jerry On. A horse he beat by roughly the same margin in the Beresford at the Curragh. And the horse got off the mark at the second time of asking in a Curragh maiden, where he beat Mr. Vittori by 1.5 lengths when ridden by Wayne Lorden. People will see the horse has been slowly but steadily improving up for its first couple of runs, and then we're looking at improvements of 11 and 9 in its last 2 starts, a best rating of 116, which was gained at Doncaster when the horse won the Racing Post Trophy. This video really won't be one of the longest ones I've ever done, because this horse falls nicely really with other horses I've identified really recently, 3 of them. So I will be including all 3 of those videos at some point in this video, just so people will be able to look at the deeper pedigree of this horse if they so wish to. I don't like to go over the same ground in videos. I would much rather send you to a video that is already done rather than repeat myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the very early pedigree of the horse, maybe go back to the first dam, and then I will explain how it fits in to some of the other horses that we are taking a look at as well. And then we will watch the horse win 2 races. We'll watch the horse, because it didn't win first time out. We'll watch the horse win the Group 2 Beresford Stakes, and then we will watch the horse win the Group 1 Futurity Trophy at Doncaster on its final start as a 2-year-old. Hawk Mountain, as people see on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, nicely up to date. 4 starts, 3 wins, for career earnings of €83,000 and 113,420 UK pounds. First in the Group 1 Futurity Trophy and the Group 2 Beresford Stakes. And you people will see, if they look on this website, that the dam line of Hawk Mountain is dam line 8C. You'll see there some very, very familiar horses to those who have watched a few of my videos in the past on the dam side of this horse. So let's have a look at a few horses that the horse is related to. We're going to start with this one, which I did identify as a Classic Watch 2024 possible, subsequently sold by Coolmore Abroad, I think. And that horse is Officer. Officer sired by Jubawi out of Hydrangea. This is one where I will include a card to this horse as well, and I will include the card to the horse here. Officer, not completely updated. The horse did run more times than that, but the horse did win twice and was third once at the time of updating this website. At the last time was probably in May, a while back, after the Irish Guineas, when the horse, I think, was well beaten in the Irish Guineas. And then it sort of tailed off a bit, it's fair to say. The horse did win the listed Tetrarch Stakes at 3 in 2025, and the horse was also third in another listed race, the Gladness Stakes at the Curragh. But for Coolmore to give up on the horse at this early stage, you would have to say that it's obviously disappointed them at some point. Maybe the new connections will have more luck with it in the future. The next horse we're going to take a look at is Wingspan. Wingspan was a filly born in 2021, sired by Jubawi as well, out of Hydrangea. Wingspan raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £299,436 UK pounds. Wingspan was a good horse towards the end of her 3-year-old campaign. She managed to win the listed Hurry Harriet Stakes and was placed at Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 level. She was placed in the British Champions Fillies and Mare Stakes at Ascot, where she was second. She was also second in the Group 2 Blandford Stakes at the Curragh, and she was third in the Snowferry Filly Stakes, over 9 furlongs, also at the Curragh. Pretty decent horse she was towards the end, but unfortunately for her, she didn't really come right in time for the Classics. But yeah, very good horse nonetheless. So obviously Hydrangea, the dam, has already bred 3 foals, and all 3 of them have been pattern race horses: Wingspan, Officer and this horse, Hawk Mountain. Hydrangea herself, the dam of the horse, a mare born in 2014, sired by Galileo out of Beauty is Truth. Hydrangea, a very good horse, 19 starts in her career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 2 thirds. 12 out of 19 starts in the first 3. And the filly earned €496,025, as well as €565,179 UK pounds. Very highly tried horse at 2. She was second in 2 Group 1 races, the Moyglaire Stud Stakes and the Fillies Mile, and was also second in the Debutant Stakes. At 3, she was a dual Group 1 winner of the Matron Stakes at Leopardstown and the British Champions Fillies and Mare Stakes at Ascot. So Wingspan just failing to emulate his mother in that race. And she also managed to win the 1,000 Guineas Trial Stakes in Ireland, a Group 3 race held at Leopardstown. Third in a Classic, third in the Irish 1,000 Guineas at the Curragh. She was also second in the Prix de l'Opera on Arc Day. That year the race was held at Chantilly. And she was also third in the Coronation Stakes at Royal Ascot. Before at 4, finishing second in another Group 2 race, the Landwades Stud Stakes, held at the Curragh. Very good horse, it's fair to say, Hydrangea. And as we know, she is a multiple black type producer. Very interesting, this line. This is a good indicator of how these sites can sort of show the burgeoning dam lines. Because if we look at dam line 8C, on the historic section, you will see that the 5th dam of Hawk Mountain is Mill Princess, a horse foaled in 1977. And you will see on the historic website that Mill Princess was actually, I said, quite easy to find. I've scrolled past her. There she is there. That's the 5th dam of our horse. So 2 classic winners already. Valentine's Waltz, a filly born in 1996, and Tie Black, another filly born in 2003. They both won the French 1,000 guineas. Other horses, and then you see the line sort of stops on this classic site. And it's only really when you look at hotpedigree.com/lineage. If people take a look at that site, the site made by Dr. Shigeru Hotta. Let me pause the video and we will plug the website properly, I think. I'll be back shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, it really is fascinating, you see. Just this lady who makes this site here, bloodlines.net, a site that people have to go through the Wayback Machine to access now because there's something called an Argo tunnel error, whatever one of them is, on the original site. So unless people go through the Wayback Machine, this site is unavailable online at the moment. You will see there that after Valentine's Waltz and Tie Black and Nil Princess, it sort of tails off a little bit. But if people look at the line to the modern day, through this privately published book, Lineage of Thoroughbred, a book written by Dr. Shigeru Hotta. If they look at the 4th edition is now issued around January 2026 in English. The Japanese version was issued on October, so the final translation is currently in progress. You will see that the contents of the 3rd edition were 630 pages in A4 size, containing a scientific review for thoroughbred pedigrees as follows. This site really is a godsend to me. Chapter 1, Importance of Dam Lineage. Chapter 2, Risk of Inbreeding. Chapter 3, Need for Scientific Education. And Chapter 4, The Potential of the Unknown Gene. But as well as the scientific review, which is brilliant for scientists, what I'm interested in is the tree diagrams. Tree diagrams of the dam lineage covering all the winners of Group 1 races held until the end of 2020, which were foaled in or after 2001. This century, for example, 515 of them were contained in Book 3. The ones for Book 4, well, there are so many. You know, Dr. Shigeru Hotta has really been diligent from all the way back from Bench Riviere, the winner of the Railway Stakes in New Zealand, in January the 1st, 2022, right up to the current date. You see there, Maria Louisa, the last one, on December the 21st, the winner of the Gran Premio Nacional Augusto Bilagaya, a race which takes place in Peru. So, as well as that, you see, you get so much science and you get so much information on the dam sides of all the Group 1 winners in the world. Somebody who picks their horses on dam sides, this site really is one of my go-to sites at the moment. People scroll down, they find out the date Hawk Mountain won, 25th of October 2025. And then it's just a matter of scrolling down to the list. They are listed in a chronological order. So it's just a matter of scrolling back all the way to October when the horse won and people were greeted by this. And you will see there that Nil Princess really has blossomed in the past 50 years, it's fair to say. There's a couple there that I might have missed. We'll take a look at them in a minute. But there's some that I do need to include a video on. Whirl, another Classic Watch 2024 possible, is on this line there, just below Hawk Mountain, out of a sister to Hydrangea, also out of Beauty of Truth. A Group 1 winner called Hermosa is the second dam of Whirl. So what I can do at this stage is I will include a video, a link, sorry, as a card to the video I did on Whirl. And I will include that now. And then if people scroll down a little bit further than that, they see a dam foaled in 2008. Another Group 1 winner called Immortal Verse. And she is the dam of Henri Matisse, another Classic Watch 2024 horse. And the winner of, I think did he win the French Guineas? Henri Matisse? I think he did. Oh, yeah, he did. He beat John Quill, didn't he? So, if people were to look at the historic site, they could be forgiven, you know, for thinking that there wasn't a lot going on, you know, recently. But it's just not the case. the fantastic job that Dr. Otter has done. It indicates a lot more going on recently than since that lady who does bloodlines.net sadly passed away. A couple of horses that I don't think I have ever discussed on this line that I must have missed them at some point in videos, I think. We're going to take a look at another 3 horses now. But before that, I will include the link to Henri Matisse as a card, and I will do that now. Right, let's take a look at these 3 horses then. Sense of Style is one and Fontaine is the other. Sense of Style, a mare born in 2002, owned by Coolmore, Michael Tabor and Derek Smith. Bred by 12/8 Stakes. At 2, the horse won the Group 1 Matron Stakes of 2004. And the horse won what is now a Group 1 race, but was then a Group 2 race, the Spinaway Stakes of 2004. And at 3, the horse was second in the Revidaire Stakes and third in the Group 1 at Primus Stakes. So this horse really was more of a sprinter, it's fair to say, for, I would assume, the American branch of Coolmore. She is a black type producer, though. This is the best horse I could find that she produced. Only a Pleasure. A horse born in 2009, sired by Montjeur, out of Sense of Style. Only a Pleasure managed to win 3 out of her 9 starts and be third in another one. So 4 of 9 in the first 3. And she managed to earn €61,000, according to this site. I think she raced in France. She won the listed Prix Michel Hoivet of 2012. And she was also third in the Group 3 Prix de l'Hôtesse the same year, a race held at Longchamp. Group 3 and listed place, and you'll see there that Sense of Style. Mill Princess is the second dam of Sense of Style, and she is the 5th dam of our horse. The last one we're going to look at, I remember it winning. I think it won the Sun Chariot, Fontaine. A filly born in 2019, sired by Far, out of Lucia. Fontaine raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3. And she managed to earn £229,864 UK pounds in her career. Fontaine won, yeah, she did. She won the Group 1 Sun Chariot Stakes of 2022. And she also won the listed Michael Seeley Memorial Stakes at York the same year. 4th in the Nassau as well in 2022. So, yeah, Group 1 and listed winner. And people will see that Mill Princess, rather like our horse, Mill Princess, is the 5th dam of Fontaine, just like our horse. And the rest of them, I think, have been covered in other videos. I might have even gone back and looked at these at some point. But, yeah, very interesting horse, Hawk Mountain. Group 1 winner at 2. And it really does. If you look at the diagram, Dr. Shigeru Hotta has produced on hotpedigree.com/lineage. People would be forgiven for thinking that they might not need many more if they're looking for a classic winner than this in the UK, because this horse has been all over the classic. Well, very unlucky not to win a classic. Won a Group 1 against their age, her elders, and was second behind Minnie Hawk in the Irish Oaks. Hermosa was a 2-year-old more, I think. But they're all in the other videos. United States, doing well as a sire in South Africa, it's fair to say. He's popped up in a few pedigrees that I've looked at, sired a few stakes winners out there, and I've not looked at many horses. So this is a decent horse, I think, Hawk Mountain. You know, it's just depends to be seen whether the horse will train on from 2 to 3, and if it does, what sort of path connections take with the horse. Right, I think what it's time to do now is close down a few tabs and watch the horse, Hawk Mountain, win a couple of races. And then we can think about maybe ending the video at that point. The first race we're going to watch Hawk Mountain win is the Group 2 Beresford Stakes, held on yielding to soft ground at the Curragh on the 27th of September 2025. He went off a warm order for this race, as you'll see, 5 to 4 favourite, even though there was a horse in here that beat him first time out. So there were people already seeing the improvement of Hawk Mountain at that point. Not much secret about, these pedigrees are what they are. But once they reach their full potential, people can be fairly certain, and the prices do reflect that. Why would they not? And in a legitimate contest And we'll watch the Beresford Stakes now, and then we will see what we think.
Thereof, another start by Al Harris. A quintet over a mile, the Qatar Racing and Equestrian Club Beresford Stakes. It's a Group 2, and it is Hawk Mountain in between Shehan and Port of Spain, followed over onto the round by Gerion. The back marker is Al Harris. It's Hawk Mountain and Ronan Whelan just leading up. Shehan and Ben Cohn, a break of a length and a half to Port of Spain, and Declan McDonough edging third from Gerion. And Colin Keane in fifth of the five, climbing up towards the top of the track is Al Harris and Dylan Brown McMonaghan. A little between Hawk Mountain and Shehan, one out from the rail. Less than 2 lengths in front of Port of Spain, who disputes third with Gerion. And the back marker heading down towards the halfway stage is Al Harris. Order unchanged, it's Hawk Mountain in the purple and white. Right with Hawk Mountain is Shehan, followed by Port of Spain, the outsider, and then Gerion. And the back marker is Al Hadith as they turn into the straight with 3 furlongs to go. The Qatar Racing and Equestrian Club Beresford Stakes. It's Hawk Mountain with a slender advantage. Pushed along one off the rail is Shehan, followed by Port of Spain in a bit of a pocket. And then Gerion, and brought round them is Al Harris with a furlong and a half to go. And the leader is Hawk Mountain with Al Harris making ground on the outside of Gerion, followed by Port of Spain, and Shehan knocked back to last. It's Hawk Mountain from Al Harris. These two with a couple of lengths between them, then Gerion, Port of Spain and Shehan, but it is Hawk Mountain in the lead and is set to step up again at the course in the Beresford for Ronan Whelan and Aidan O'Brien, making all. Gerion pipped Al Harris for the second.
Wow. Interesting performance that, I thought. The horse just looked to get better the further it went, didn't it? It's fair to say there, I think. For a minute there, looks right, by mistake there. For a minute there, the horse looked like a bit of a sitting duck, didn't it? It's fair to say, approaching the furlong marker. They were just beginning to mount their challenges on the outside, weren't they? But in the final furlong, the horse Hawk Mountain seemed to find plenty more for pressure, didn't he? And I thought that was a good performance to take out that Group 2 Beresford Stakes, which can be an informative race in Ireland under certain circumstances. It's fair to say that I think See the Stars chose the Beresford in his Group 2 campaign, in his 2-year-old campaign. But yeah, so that really was a good performance from Hawk Mountain, and people might have been forgiven for thinking he was done after that, but no. Connections decided on the 25th of August to send the horse over to the UK and Doncaster to take part in the Group 1 Futurity Trophy. This race was also held on heavy ground, opposing to the yielding to soft. So maybe this horse might be a bit more ground dependent than what people would like. The horse has got it to prove on anything better than with anything with good in the title, apart from a maiden victory. You know, the horse might be hoping for a wet winter. You know, we might be one of them. But time will tell. That's only looking at the bare form, isn't it? You know, maybe if them races won better ground, it might have won both as well. That's the people just do not know. I'm always a believer that good horses go on all ground, personally. So that won't be putting me off. Let's take a look at the Group 1 Futurity Trophy held at Doncaster. And then we will see what we think as well about that race. And think about ending the video after that, I think.
They're all in. Ready? They're off. 5 of them breaking from the stalls at the mile starting point for the William Hill Futurity Trophy, the final Group 1 of the domestic flat season, and Hawk Mountain, purple and white silks, is the first to show up. To action on the right, and Benvenuto Cellini between his stable mates, and now slipstreaming them, the shades of green for Christophe Soumillon. Oisin Murphy's got Oxagon on the left of the group, a couple of lengths off the early pace, and Rochford Bridge in the black and pink is the back marker, and they've completed a quarter of a mile. And in rain-softened conditions, it's a fairly decent 35, 36 miles an hour as they head towards the 5 furlong marker. Hawk Mountain on the near side of action. Oxagon just shading third over Benvenuto Cellini, and a length and a half away to Rochford Bridge. On down towards halfway in the Futurity. At this stage, they're staying slightly far side of centre, a little off the inside running rail. The white-faced Action under Wayne Lorden, staring Hawk Mountain and Ronan Whelan in the eye. Benvenuto Cellini, Christophe Simeon now just angling him out, getting him some clear sailing. On the left, Murphy crouching low on Oxygen. Rochford Bridge in the black and pink is being asked for an effort, and it's the O'Brien trio almost in line as they come down to the final quarter mile. Action in the centre, Benvenuto Cellini on the right, Hawk Mountain on the left. Action still just a flared nostril in front. Hawk Mountain, Benvenuto Cellini's got a length to make up. These three, the O'Brien three, dominate the finish of the Futurity. Hawk Mountain, Action, all Action on the far side. Benvenuto Cellini is beaten. Hawk Mountain, Action is coming back for more. Hawk Mountain inches home to win the Futurity in a 1-2-3 for Aidan O'Brien. Action is second, Benvenuto Cellini third, then Rochford Bridge and Oxygen.
I mean, people stick Aidan O'Brien, don't they, for having so many good horses and making the racing, doing what they like in races, basically. But when you look at races like that, UK Group 1s, people just have to say, well, it's a good job he sends more than one to a race. Because if he didn't send more than one to that race, it would have been a very poor race, wouldn't it, for Group 1 standards? And I thought, again, in the final stages, Hawk Mountain was very resilient there to defeat Action, a horse I've not looked at, I must admit. But Benvenuto Cellini, I think, is one out of a newspaper of record. I might be wrong, but I don't fancy it. They had one go round last year. I might be wrong. Check for yourself. But I'm not with that one. But Hawk Mountain there showed very game, wasn't he, in the closing stages to repel Action. Benvenuto Cellini just plodded on, didn't he? There was a reason why I wasn't with him. I didn't think he was good enough. And that race sort of proved it at 2. Obviously, horses can improve from 2 to 3, and I'm not right every year. Horses like Lambourne. I wasn't with Lambourne last year. The horse won 2 classics. Which is why I will always say to people, pick your own horses. After watching my videos. I do make myself laugh. Only I can sit here making a video that very few people watch, actively encouraging people not to watch me. I don't know, I baffle myself sometimes with my approach to this life. Right, I think I can end this video here now, pretty much, on this Christmas Eve. This is an interesting horse, I think, Hawk Mountain. Is it a classic horse? Well, it's won the Futurity, which normally is a fair guide for the classics. I do think the horse will stay at least a mile. So it's already proved that at 2. So I think people will more than likely, hopefully, be in business with this horse come May, June, July time, and the Guineas and the Derbies, and maybe even the St Ledgers, who knows, in September. But for now, I think I can leave this video here. It's just a matter of the horse hopefully training on from 2 to 3. Hopefully we will see him nice and early before a classic, and he won't go to a classic first time out. But hopefully we'll see how the horse progresses, Hawk Mountain. I like the horse. Very nice horse. But for now, I think I can leave this video here. Thank you very much to everybody for taking the time to watch the video. As always, depending the contrary to what I say in them, it is always very much appreciated. What I will do at the end of this video is I will leave a copy to the playlist of the Classic Watch 2026 Possibles. Mainly, I think there's only 2 UK horses on now, including this one. But people will be able to see all the Australia, New Zealand, and the 1 South African horse that are currently on the site at the moment. And it will be the playlist that contains all the other horses for Classic Watch 2026 as well. So if people are watching this race, watching this video maybe before Hawk Mountain runs in a classic next season, there should be more videos than that in the playlist than there is now. What I will also do is I will give everybody an opportunity who has watched this video an opportunity to subscribe to my channel. That way they won't miss any more of my content moving forward. And I will also mention Patreon Newman Racing quickly. That's where all the horses are being reviewed. We've already done the UK and Irish and the French and German horses to enable videos to be made on them at some point as well. Still, the USA and Japan to come over the next couple of days. So get over to Patreon and make sure you don't miss them. If you like me talking about 15 or 16 horses in a video, then they are the videos for you. But for now, I wish you all farewell. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Enjoy your Christmas. I hope the day gives you everything you hope for on it. If you don't celebrate Christmas, then enjoy yourselves anyway. Have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of your week. More importantly, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves and your loved ones. I will leave this video here now. What have we got coming up this week? Well, it's Christmas Eve, so I've obviously got Christmas Day and then National Hunt Racing Bonanza in the UK on Boxing Day. There's also the Hopeful Stakes, a race I'm very much looking forward to, arguably the race of the week for Japanese 2-year-olds over 1 mile 2 furlongs. But there will be plenty of clues regarding novice hurdles, I think, this week as well. But for now, I think I'll leave this video here. Take care, everybody. Have a great time and look after yourselves. And thank you very much for all your support, both in the past and moving forward. But for now, take care, everybody. Look after yourselves and goodbye.